Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to this week's episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cobold, here with my guy, Max Faulkner. Max, I heard you got a care package in the mail last week.
Oh my goodness. What a delightfully surprising present that I got from your mama and your dada, your mama and your papa. That was, I very kind of them to tell them thank you once again. It's really appreciate it. But I'm going to go down the line and then I'll read the note that they left me and the best gift of all. Okay.
I'm very curious.
So your mom and your dad, they're Cubs fans. I'm also a huge Cubs fan. I always have been. Hey, sorry. Go Cubbies. Go Cubbies. Okay, so they got me a nice plastic cap, nice plastic Cubs hat. They got me a little Cubs hat for my teddy bear, or Luna. That's probably a better idea.
Looked like an ice cream bowl maybe there.
I hope they washed it. They ate out of that. Is this a nacho hat? Is there nachos in that hat?
I doubt that.
Also, which I love bobbleheads. These are fun to collect. Pete Crow Armstrong is apparently supposed to be a big stud in the Cubs organization. He isn't up yet. He's obviously in the farm league. So, but this is fun. This could be worth something one day if he ends up being something.
Hey.
Just so we're clear. Okay, and then here is the notes, and then I will give the best gift of all that was received. So, Max, thought you might like this stuff. I always tell Matt when your rear end is sore, you put the doctor on before bed, crying like a baby, and wake up smiling and feel like a new man. I have been using it for years with great results. Take care, Mark Cobald. And it's signed with a smiley face.
Oh,
so we're clear. And in case we didn't know already, he's talking Dr. Serlins, everybody. Dr. Serlins, thank you for the relief. When we were chafing between the legs. Go Breezy, you got plenty of those boxes. But I finally got some. You put it, and he's right. You put that in between the cheeks. I'll tell you right now, you definitely feel a lot better, especially when you're itchy down there from a long day of work. I work outside all day. I'm sweating. My gooch is sweating, and it burns a little bit when you're chafing. Right here, Dr. Serlins. They know how to fix a diaper rash for a grown man.
Wow. Great review there from a satisfied customer, huh?
I hope we can get them as our sponsor one of these days. I think it's going to happen.
I forgot to tell you, my dad got an email and a phone number. I got to follow up with him.
Oh, snap. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, Max, that was a surprise in the mail, huh?
That was very nice of them. I appreciate it. It's basically a wedding gift. I'm taking it as it was the best wedding gift we have ever received.
Hell yeah. Ever. But yeah, we're first week into September, Max. It's Thursday the 7th, and damn it, we got football tonight.
Oh my. We made it through the summer, everybody. Okay, I know we're talking about baseball. Sometimes that's a drag because, a lot of people aren't baseball fans. I get it. I love baseball. I'm a big Cubs fan. Cubs are making the playoffs this year. They're making the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. I watched them last night. They look outstanding. But I get it, everybody. It's not as exciting as football, basketball. That's about it. I guess soccer. Or football.
Soccer?
But I don't watch football. I grew up here in America. We watch three. There's three main sports we watch. It's football, basketball, and baseball. That's what we do. But Cobreze, are you as ecstatic as I am about tonight? Kickoff is in an hour and a half.
About 90 minutes till kickoff. We're gonna be finishing this just in time. Chiefs and Lions tonight. Juicy game to start off.
Great game.
Super Bowl defending champions. But we'll get into that game a little bit more later.
Yeah.
But just to fill some people in, we had our fantasy drafts last Monday, and it was a good one, Max.
It was.
Half the league, we're a 10 person league, so half the league either lives in or around Denver, Colorado. So I was lucky enough to host a couple bros over on Monday, and lucky for me, the diaper bitch, the 2-time queef of the year, Sam Belkis, lives here in Denver. So he was lucky enough to come over and he joined us so he had to do his queef punishment, his last place punishment for the draft day this year. And he had to wear an adult diaper. Now, luckily, he bought a 15-pack because you can't just buy singles, I guess. He bought a 15-pack because he ripped the first one. Okay.
Oh.
Little snug. He ripped the first one. And then, we got some action shots of him on the paddle board, swimming a little bit, running off the dock, catching a football. So it got wet. The second one got wet. He had to go put on another one. But he was wearing a pink sash that said, "I suck at fantasy football," flipping some burgers for us, sipping out of a sippy cup. He had a nice little pink sippy cup that he was sipping his brews out of. But
yeah, he had beer in there, right?
He had beer in there. Yep. Not milk.
Yeah. Right.
But shout out to you, Sam. Thanks for paying up, man. You're the back-to-back queef of the year. You did your punishment like a man, just like the year before when you were the calendar queef. Had to do that photo shoot for us. But Max, what do you think if he has a three-peat for queef of the year?
Oh my goodness. Are we talking about him getting kicked out of the league if he's 3 years in a row being a queef?
He has said himself that he would have to he'd have to take himself out. He wouldn't ever be able to look at us in the eyes ever again.
Oh my God.
Never have to make eye contact with us ever again.
I hope not. Okay. I like Sam, and I appreciate someone who owns up for his mistakes. Okay. He had 2 shitty seasons and he paid up for it. I respect that. I really do respect that. So I hope that doesn't happen, but he drafted well. Okay. I will say that he had the #1 overall pick this season. Luckily, it's not like we just gave it to him because he was the queef, everybody. We drafted out of a hat. We do it every year. So it's the fair as it gets. We need to get one of those ball, like lottery ball
100%
rollers.
Agree. 100%.
Yeah. We could get one of those. Those aren't that expensive. Well, next year, I'm saying it right here, and don't tell mama, everybody. We're going to get that for our draft next season. But Cobrizi, he had the #1 overall pick, and he drafted Bijan Robinson. Once again, we have a 2-keeper league, everybody. So technically, this would be 3rd round. Bijan Robinson is a steal at the 3rd round.
Yeah, he found himself a keeper, and I'm happy for him. Yeah. If not me, then probably him to get Bijan, because that guy's a keeper. That guy's going to be a stud for years.
Mm-hmm.
Max, moving along here today on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got a lot of NFL, a lot of fantasy football to talk about. We're going to be picking game picks, got our Extra Juicy Dawgz at the end. We got some bets that we're talking about. But first, like I said, we're a sports podcast, so we don't just focus on one sport. We got to go head to college football because we had some big news, some big news out of Fort Worth, Texas. The Colorado Buffaloes, led by Coach Prime.
Prime time.
They went on the road, like I said, to Fort Worth, Texas, to play the 17th ranked Horned Frogs of TCU. Colorado came back. It was a back and forth game, leading for most of the game, but TCU took the lead later and back and forth in the 4th. But Colorado ends up winning 45-42, a nice shootout.
Amazing game.
The Buffaloes entered the game as a 20.5-point underdog. They were projected to lose by 3 touchdowns.
Crazy.
Crazy. Let's talk about a little stats here.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime's son, threw for a school record 510 yards to go along with 4 touchdowns and only 9 incompletions. What a game from this dude. 4 different Buffaloes had over 100 receiving yards. The first time that has happened in school history. 4 different guys had over 100 receiving yards. Max, I didn't know this until today. Coach Prime also has another son on the team. Shiloh. He's a safety. He had 10 tackles in the game. Okay.
So cool. I love it. I love seeing players that are the coach's sons. I love seeing that. Usually it's college. Usually it's always college. Love seeing it.
They got that prime time blood in them. Last player I want to bring up from the Colorado Buffaloes, a guy by the name of Travis Hunter. He came with the Sanders from Jackson State. Okay. He transferred to the Buffaloes from Jackson State. This past weekend, he had 11 catches for 119 yards. Solid. But he also starts as a defensive back and came away with an interception on the game. This guy played over 120 snaps. Max, I know it's only week 1, but we got to start getting a little buzz for Travis Hunter for the Heisman this year. Wow. We don't see guys going both ways.
I don't know how that's possible. He has a lot of juice in him. He's got a lot of juice. You ever play a backyard football, Cobrazy? 110% juice that where they just just go crazy afterwards. Like, oh my goodness, it's such a great game, everybody. If this is our time, this is during our time in the 90s. You missed out. That's all I got to say. But yeah, this guy has 110% juice in him. How do you play two positions? Football is so exhausting. It's incredibly, every play is exhausting.
Yeah.
I never, has anyone ever done this before?
Oh yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
not recently. Not recently. To play over 120 snaps in a game that finishes as 45-42. That young man, Travis Hunter, is going to be getting some Heisman buzz here soon.
Crazy.
Max, just to wrap this up, the Colorado Buffaloes are coming off one win last year, and they've only had 2 winning seasons since 2005. Coach Prime, he came in and he told the guys that were here, the leftovers of the Buffaloes, he told them, jump in that portal, get ready, because I'm bringing my luggage with me. He was criticized big time by other coaches. A lot of coaches drug his name through the mud.
Mm-hmm. And analysts all over the sports world. No one believed in Coach Prime.
Yeah. Colorado has 87 new players on the roster this year. 87 new players. It was a complete, just clear out, wholesale dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
Max, the home opener is this Saturday in Boulder, Colorado. They're playing Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. Now, Nebraska's got a new coach, and Matt Rule from the Panthers, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Buffaloes are a 3-point home favorite. Boys, ride prime time. Take that line. That's not enough at home. What do you think?
I hope that this isn't a fluke, okay? Because I love this. I love a good story in football. I love when a coach proves the media wrong because he's telling everyone, shut the hell up. We're here to play football. I know football, and my players know football. And it's just so exciting to see. But I hope it's not a fluke because they had all summer to prep up for TCU. Honestly, they knew their first game was going to be TCU. They were going to prepare for it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I hope they don't go home and the freaking Cornhuskers. No way. No way. I also believe that they should rail on the Cornhuskers. But if it's a fluke, this might be that. I hope that they're not the kind of team that just beat a top-ranked team, and then they come in and, oh yeah, we just beat TCU. Yeah, we're the shit, and then they get trampled. Turn that Buffalo into some prime rib instead of prime time. We're talking about prime rib.
I'll definitely be watching this Saturday, Max. And,
great game.
I mean, Coach Prime Time, Deion Sanders. He could be a weekly topic on this podcast. Who knows? Just like our guy Otani. Who knows?
I like it.
Max, let's move along here today and get into our NFL predictions. Now, last week we did 8 divisional breakdowns, and at the end of each of those podcasts, we did say our division winners and our wild cards. But quickly here, we just want to put them all together, let everybody know how we're feeling, something we're going to track throughout the year. Max, give me your 4 division winners from the AFC.
For the AFC South, we'll start there. Okay, easy one. If you're not choosing the Jacksonville Jaguars, you are biased towards your team, Cole Breezy, because I have a feeling that the Tennessee Titans are going to be there. We'll talk about that in a second. No way. Okay. In the AFC East, I am still going with the Buffalo Bills. Okay. Still going with the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be a great division. It's going to be tough. It's going to be grueling. There's going to be some big fights. Going Bills. AFC North, I am going to go still the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. I believe the Cincinnati Bengals have that star-studded cast. Joe Burrow's playing, baby. He's playing. He's my quarterback in my fantasy league. I cannot believe I got him in the 6th round. He slid there. Oh my goodness. I'm happy. Okay. People are talking about him winning MVP, 4,000 to 5,000 yards coming this season from Joe Burrow.
Pump the brakes.
Cincinnati is going to win that division. And for the AFC West, man, with Travis Kelce out, it makes you want to not think, just to tweak it a little bit. But I'm not going against Patty Mahomes and Andy Reid. I'm still going to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're still going to. We'll talk about the game picks after this, but they're going to be fine. Okay, I still got the Chiefs. What do you got, Cole Breezy?
Max, we agree. 3 out of the 4 of those. I got the Bills, Bengals, and Chiefs. But damn it, if you watched the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast last week, you heard me talk about Ryan Tannehill being in his last year, Derrick Henry being 29 years old, DeAndre Hopkins keeping receipts. He's got something to prove this year. Damn it, the defense is improved. Going to be an easier schedule than what the Jaguars are going to have to face. Titans are going to slip up there and surprise some people. I just put 20 bones on them today, plus 310 on FanDuel if you want to go run and do that.
Ooh, that's a biased pick, Breezy. Very biased. But I will say, real quick, everybody, I'm moving to Tennessee. I'm moving to Tennessee. This is a big announcement. So yeehaw. I'm moving to Tennessee, moving right around the Nashville area, Franklin, Tennessee. But I am definitely planning on taking my wife and I to some Tennessee Titans games. So I will be seeing your boy, Derrick Henry. Yeah. Can't wait. Maybe I can get some tickets to that Jaguars Tennessee Titan game. Maybe we'll make a nice little bet while we're at it, Cole Breezy.
Juicy.
No way. I do see them splitting 1-1. I do see it, but no way. Jaguars, baby.
That's the only place we differ on our division winners. Who is your 3 wild cards from the AFC?
I got the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're going to have a big year. Lamar Jackson, big time deal. Zay Flowers is going to be a sleeper. Look at those wide receivers and tell me who's the best wide receiver there. It's
Zay Flowers. Yeah,
it's Rashad Bateman, Odell Beckham, or a bummed Odell Beckham, and Zay Flowers. It's Zay Flowers. Okay, no contest. Okay, I also got the Los Angeles Chargers. I believe in them. I believe in Justin Herbert. You're a quarterback, right? I can't believe you drafted him before me. Damn it. I was going to get him. Early pick too. Fifth round. You got him?
I'll confirm, but 5th or 6th. I'll confirm.
Okay. Yeah. So lock them in. And then I am thinking that for that last and final, it's going to be the New York Jets. I think the Jets slip in that last slot with Aaron Rodgers. He's been there. He's done that. Super Bowl winner. He went to the playoffs almost every single season. I think he's going to run this Jets team into a playoff.
I like it, Max. I got 2 of the same wild cards as you there. I got the Ravens with Lamar Jackson coming back, and I also got the Chargers with Justin Herbert. Big bounce back year. I got him in the 6th, 53rd overall. 6th. You got Joe Burrow 59th overall, so 6 picks after. But I differ on you. I don't think the Jets are gonna get that last wild card spot. I got the Miami Dolphins. Okay,
that's a good pick.
Much firepower there.
Yeah,
I got the Dolphins. So we differ on 2 teams there in the AFC. Give me your NFC division winners, Max.
All right, let's start with why not? NFC North. Okay, NFC North. I just wanted to put my bias. Really wanted to put my bias.
3 wins last year. 3 wins.
They're going to be way better this year. I'm telling you right now. But part of me also wants to go to Detroit because I think Detroit's going to be really good. But I'm not. I'm still sticking with the Minnesota Vikings. I think they have too good of a offense. It depends on that defense. I guess that's the big one for me. But I think that offense and the leadership of, believe it or not, Captain Queef Kirk Cousins, they're going to do fine. Going to the NFC East, I am still sticking with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. Okay, stay in there. I think it's going to be a big battle with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are really going to fight because they got a hell of a defense, but so do the Eagles. The Eagles got a great defense too. So wouldn't sleep on them, but I do think that the Eagles have a better offense and that best offense in that division, if not the entire league. So stay in there. We're going to go to NFC South. I got the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, Atlanta Falcons. I brought this up in a previous podcast. Young team. They're so young. Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Desmond Ridder. They're not talking about money right now. They're not talking about contracts. What are they talking about? Football. They just want to play. They're building chemistry right now. Let's win. Let's win some games. This is for the taking. It's their game right now. It's their division, especially right now. It's weak. Tom Brady's gone. They can take it. Okay. I like the youth in Atlanta. All right. And then we're going to go over to the NFC West. This one I think is an easy pick. I got the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are, I brought it up before. They can be a Super Bowl team. They're very, very good. That defense might be the best in the league. And a big contract was just signed by
Nick Bosa.
Thank you, Nick Bosa. The Bosa brothers are fucking good. My gosh, what talent in that family.
Animals.
But yeah, Nick Bosa signed the biggest contract from a defensive end. Yeah, beast, just a beast. So those are my division winners. What do you got, Cobreezy?
In the NFC there, Max, we only can agree on one team. We got some difference. We got the Eagles, obviously, the reigning NFC champions. Yeah, but we see every year projected winners to repeat in the division. They, some stumble, and I've got some stumbling here. I got the Lions in the North. Okay, I got them a little bit better than the Vikings. Lions finished with some juice last year. The Vikings had a negative point differential, so I think they come back down to earth close. But I got the Lions. And then in the South, the NFC South, I like what you said about the Falcons. A lot of talent there. Desmond Ridder in his second year. Panthers have Bryce Young, a rookie. Buccaneers have Baker Mayfield, and the Saints have Derek Carr. That for me, that's a big difference from Derek Carr to those three guys. Saints always have a solid defense. Chris Olave might be the best receiver in the division. I like the Saints.
Ooh, the Saints with Derek Carr?
With Derek Carr,
I guess
quarterback in the division. Best quarterback in the division. And then
to start the year, I guess so. I guess.
And then in the NFC West, Max, got to surprise you here. I put a little skin on them today also. I got the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks coming. Geno Smith in his second year with the team. More chemistry. We talked about Jackson Smith and Jigba. He hurt his wrist, but he'll be back. The two-headed combo at running back. I know we both like Zach Charbonnet. I got him in one league. You got him in our league.
Ooh, I got both of them. I got Walker and I got Charbonnet in our league. Very, very excited.
I did not realize you had Walker.
Oh, yeah. My third running back, boys. Running back.
I like it. My NFC division winners are the Eagles, Lions, Saints, and Seahawks. Max, who are your 3 wild card teams from that conference?
Tough. This one's tougher than you think. At the number 1 spot, I am going to go with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are very good. Okay. One of the best defenses in the league. I'd be surprised if a team scored more than 15 points against them. Look at their lineup. They even signed to go on the side with Trayvon Diggs. Shit. I will get back to you. Damn it. I had it. Got to write. That's why you got to write this stuff down. I can't just base it on your memory. But they signed another big cornerback to go both on the wings. So they're going to be, just blocking passes like crazy. I got the Cowboys at number 2. Okay. I am going over to the West. I do believe in the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are very, very good as well. That offense looks great. Do you have faith in Geno Smith to win that division? Apparently you do.
I do.
He had a great year.
QB5.
Pete Carroll, they love to run the ball, and they don't pass the ball that much, but they do it efficiently. And that's what's so impressive is they don't just chuck it. It's always in an important pass, I guess what I'm trying to say. And then at number 3, I might be jumping on a limb here, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Chicago Bears are gonna slip into the playoffs this year.
3-14.
Last one.
3-14 last year.
Whatever. I don't care. They offense looks better, defense looks better, offensive line looks better. Come on. I want to give it to my Bears. You always have to have faith. You always have to have faith in your team before the season even starts. This is my faith right here. Maybe halfway through the season, we're going to be talking about something else. But as of right now, I believe in my Bears. Let's go. Bear down, baby.
I'll give the Bears 7 wins this year, maximum. Max. And I mean, that's more than double than last year. So that's a great season.
Yeah.
My 3 wild cards, I got the 49ers just barely missing out on the division. The Seahawks taking them down. So I got the 49ers as a wild card. I got the Cowboys as a wild card. And I got the Vikings as my 3rd wild card, just getting beat out by the Lions for the division. But very juicy. I think the AFC is better. Better teams left out from that wild card discussion in the AFC. Yeah. Max, give me your Super Bowl prediction. Who is going to be holding up the Lombardi Trophy this year?
Man, that's hard. That's a hard one. So in the championship game, okay, I think it's finally the season that the Buffalo Bills squeak past the damn Kansas City Chiefs. They have a great defense. Offense is only better. And I think right now what they need is Buffalo. They need a better running game, which I think James Cook is going to be better. I think James Cook is going to be solid. And then the running back number 2, Damian Harris, solid, very solid. Okay. And they also needed a good tight end. They drafted Dalton Kincaid. And I'm telling you right now, look out. If he is a free agent in your fantasy leagues, you might want to go get him right now, because by soon he is going to be the starter. And he was a stud in college. He was a stud in college. He racked the Pac-12, racked them. How many? He had like 15 catches against USC last season in one game. It was ridiculous. Game. Yeah, it was. Yeah, first tight end off the board, and as well in the NFL draft this season. Be looking out for him. That's what they needed, and I think they can finally squeak past Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. Okay, so I have the Bills. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go over into the NFC. Oh man, this one's tough. You know, I kind of want to pick a wild card team. I'm not going the Bears. Don't worry. I'm not going to go the Bears. I kind of want to go with one of those wild card teams. Like maybe this Seattle could slip in. You know, that'd be fun. But I'm not going to go there. Okay, I believe that this season it is going to be the Eagles again. Okay, I don't think they have a hangover. I think they have the talent. I think they can do it again. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Eagles. And the championship, if they'll be picking the Super Bowl winner right here. Mm-hmm. Super Bowl winner, Buffalo Bills. They finally get it.
Max, here in the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we always have a little rundown before we get on, and we share things sometimes, but we did not share this Super Bowl prediction. We did not tell each other before we came on, but damn it, I also have the Bills taking down the Eagles. Okay, we have the same damn matchup.
Hey, great minds.
We haven't seen a repeat champion in the NFL since 2004, Tom Brady and the Pats, Big Bill. So, you know, the history is against Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. I do see Josh Allen taking them down in the AFC Championship game. Josh Allen might be my MVP pick. If we had to make an MVP pick right now, mine might be Josh Allen.
Nice.
The Stallion. But we also, I Eagles getting their hearts crushed again. Sorry, Dan, big Eagles fan there we had on last week, but I got the Eagles getting beat by the Bills in the Super Bowl this year.
Fun game. I'm hoping for that. That'd be great.
Hell yeah. Max, let's move along here today on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, and we got some best bets section. Now, these aren't prop lines, these aren't player props. These are just guys that we differ on in our rankings. There's a little bit of gap, and we want to individually talk about these players. But just going to bounce around here, Max. Let's start with Deebo Samuel. We got a six spot gap here. You got him at wide receiver 18. I got him at wide receiver 24, so we're going to split the difference there. I don't think he finishes inside the top 21, whereas you do. Give me your case on Deebo Samuel being a top 21 wide receiver this year.
I think, I like to look back when he was being used as a running back, but I don't think they're going to do that anymore. I think finally they're going to try to use him as the wide receiver that he is. And if you watch him play as an actual wide receiver, he's outstanding. He's quick and he can catch it in the backfield and run it, instead of having him rush the ball. Why don't you give him a screen and have him go? Block for him and have him go. He's very fast, okay? Now, I know injuries are against him, okay? That's why I don't have him top 10. I don't have him up there. I have him a little bit lower as well. But I do believe that he is still the number one wide receiver on the 49ers. I think he's the best option out there. That's my take on him. And if you have him in your league, I bet you're pretty happy. Not as a wide receiver 1. I'll tell you right now, I don't think wide receiver 2, I'd be happy.
Maybe. If you watched the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast last week, the NFC West divisional breakdown, you would have heard me talk about Deebo Samuel as my queef in the division, my bust.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's going in the middle of the 4th on ESPN. That's way too high for me. That's way too high for me. Max, he's only been top 25 at the wide receiver position once in his career. Top 25 one time in his career. You talk about how he misses games. That's why you don't have him. He's missed 15 games in 4 years. You can pencil him in for 3 or 4 games every year. You said you think he's the number one option. Yeah, he's probably slated on paper to be the number one option. But when you got a full offseason from Christian McCaffrey, who's going to catch maybe 100 balls, you got Brandon Ayuk making a lot of buzz out of training camp, and you got, tight end that we like, George Kittle. He's in there too. And Brock Purdy isn't exactly a guy who's really chucking that thing and throwing 40 times a game.
Probably not. Yeah.
So it's a small pie. Debo, talked about it last week. He only had one top 20 wide receiver finish on a week after Christian McCaffrey was acquired. Only one top 20 finish on a week.
That's a big stat.
I
didn't know that. That's yeah.
I see a career low numbers in rushing for Debo.
Okay. Rushing, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because we got a full season now from CMC, and I drafted Elijah Mitchell. I see him getting worked in too. So no reason to run Debo. I got Debo outside the top 21. Max, you got Debo inside the top 21.
I'm going to toss one more bet. Okay, one more slight little bet here. And this is for everyone that is listening as well. Who's going to have more catches? Debo Samuel or Christian McCaffrey? What do you think, Cobrizzi?
Man, that's what do you think?
I'm kind of leaning Christian McCaffrey. I know I should probably go Debo since I just hyped him up, but I think Christian McCaffrey's going to have more. So,
yeah, 84 for Christian McCaffrey last year. Well, yeah. Debo had 56 for Debo last year.
If he's not hurt,
Christian McCaffrey, number one option there.
We don't have to make a bet. How about for the other fans out there? Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments if you believe in Debo this season.
Let's move on to the running back position. Max, we got a new guy in Carolina, Miles Sanders, moving on from the Eagles. I think he's going to be top 17. You think he's going to be outside the top 17. He was RB15 last year for the Eagles, okay? 1,269 rushing yards, was good for 5th in the NFL. 11 rushing touchdowns, was good for 7th. Now, is that a ceiling? It might be, running back 15. That might be a ceiling. Because Carolina isn't going to be the offense that Philly is, but he's also not going to be vultured 13 times from Jalen Hurts. Like Bryce Young is not going to be sneaking anything in. Career high numbers for rushing across the board for Miles Sanders last year. And we saw Deontay Foreman in Carolina last season, Max, and your Bears picked him up as the assumed backup to Khalil Herbert. What do you think about Deontay Foreman?
I like Deontay Foreman. I think he had a decent year last year. I think he's probably available on waivers right now in every single league. I'd keep an eye out for him as far as that goes, but he's definitely not as good as Miles Sanders, if that's what we're trying to compare.
We can say Deontay Foreman's pretty average, right? Average. Not drafted in our league. He's a backup. Well, Deontay Foreman last year in Carolina behind this offensive line had 5 games over 110 rushing yards. 5 games over 110. Deontay Foreman is on the season, Deontay Foreman rushed for 4.5 yards per carry. Miles Sanders sports a career 5.0 yards per carry. Miles Sanders is way better than Deontay Foreman. I think he can easily be in the top 17 with the amount of volume he's going to get. You look at the depth chart there, Chuba Hubbard as the backup. I don't care about him. No. Miles Sanders is going to be really worked. You saw him sign a solid contract. Follow the money. Miles Sanders, I wanted him. I didn't get him. Solid pick, I believe, by Wilson. What do you have to say about Miles Sanders?
Yeah. All I can say is that Miles Sanders had a great season last season. Okay. But let's go to previous seasons. Okay. He's been in the league for 4 years now. This is going to be his 5th. Cobrizzi, could you tell me, okay, so last year he had 1,200 yards. Did he break 1,000 yards his previous 3 seasons?
I'm going to say no.
He did not. Okay. 800, 818, 867, 754. Okay. How about 2 years ago? Did he score? How many touchdowns do you think he had?
Goose.
Goose and touchdowns. He had a goose. Okay. He did the previous season, he did have 6. And then his rookie season, he had 3. Okay. Last season, he had 11. But once again, this is a Super Bowl team that he was with. Carolina is not going to be a Super Bowl team. He is going to drop off this season. He'd be lucky if he gets 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I think the receiving work is going to go way up for him compared to last season. I got Miles Sanders inside the top 17 amongst running backs. You got him outside the top 17.
No, thanks.
Let's move on real quick here to a guy that we've talked about a little bit on this podcast. We talked about him 2 weeks ago, but Los Angeles Rams tight end Tyler Gooseby.
The Goose, Captain Goose himself. Actually,
Tyler Higbee.
Conklin. Maybe Conklin's the captain of the Goose crew.
They'll fight for it this year. We'll decide after this.
We'll decide. King Goose. Oh, that's a new segment coming here on the Don't Tell Mom Sports Podcast. Who is King Goose?
Well, Tyler Gooseby of the Rams is definitely in there in the running for that.
They're up there.
But Max, this year I got Gooseby in the top 10. You got him outside the top 10. Last year, he was quietly tight end 6. He had 72 catches, 620 yards, only 3 touchdowns. He was 4th at the position in targets with 108, set career highs in targets and receptions. Now, Cooper Kupp is out, boys.
Yeah.
Other receiving options for Matthew Stafford. Let me go through them real quick. Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, Ben Skoranek, Demarcus Robinson. Those guys aren't doing it for me. Tyler Gooseby could be the number 1 option here for a couple weeks. When Cooper Kupp comes back, he'll be the number 2 option. Matthew Stafford is now healthy, we assume. He could easily double Higbee's 3 touchdowns from last season. I'm seeing at least 6 from Tyler Gooseby. That's going to get him in the top 10, Max. What's your rebuttal there?
With Cooper Kupp gone, okay, it definitely makes me rethink Tyler Gooseby a little bit. But there's a reason we call him Tyler Gooseby. It's because if you want a goose in your lineup, expect that 2 to 3 times this year. I don't care if Coop is playing or he isn't playing. Okay, there's going to be a time where Gooseby is going to be in your lineup. They might even project him 10 points this week against a terrible defense, and then he gives you a goose. And that's why he's going to be probably the leader of the Goose crew. I'm not excited about Tyler Higbee. I'm not excited about the Rams this year either, to be perfectly honest. No. I just don't think they have it. I think some analyst that can't say his name, sorry, but he brought up the fact that they might be trading Sam Darnold. Not Sam Darnold, sorry. Not that queef. Aaron Donald. They're going to ship him out once the trade deadline comes up, and that's just going to be the end of the Rams era. So interesting pick, but Tyler Gooseby, I'm not excited about him at all. That's why he's outside of my top 13, and I didn't want him. I think you drafted him, didn't you, for your backup? You didn't get him?
No, darn it, I wanted him.
I thought about it in those late rounds. I was like, maybe.
Number one option. I can see 75 catches, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns from Tyler Gooseby. If he gets those numbers, he might be creeping in the top 6, top 7. He was tight end 6 last year. It's not crazy to say he's top 10. I got him top 10. You got him outside the top 10. Moving along here today, Max, with our best bet. Staying at the tight end position. Had to throw this guy in here because you were barking. 2 weeks ago.
I was.
Okay. About Darren Waller, New York Giants. Top receiving option because there's nobody there.
I'll agree.
We've already talked about it. They're receivers for the New York Giants. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard. Those guys are not doing it for me, just like the Rams receivers with Tyler Gooseby we just talked about. I got Darren Waller in my top 6. You got him outside the top 6. I'm so high on him because he remains athletically gifted. He's still an athlete. Outside of Saquon and him are going to be pushing 100 targets. Okay. Waller should easily have 100 targets. 2 years now, we know about the time that he's missed. He's missed 14 games, I believe, over the last 2 years. But the year before that, in 2020, he had 107 catches for 1,196 yards and 9 touchdowns. That is great production from the tight end. The fact that he's the number 1 option for his team in the receiving game, possibly, him and Saquon. Not many tight ends can do that. I got him inside my top 6 at a weak position, the tight end position.
Yeah. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I agree that when he's on the field, he is one of the best tight ends out there. Okay. But the guy hasn't played in like 2 years. At least it seems like it. Okay. Because, the past couple fantasy drafts, we put him so high. Top 5, top 4, top 3, probably top 3 tight ends in the game for the last 2 seasons. Not this season, not for me anyway. And I've had enough of it. Okay, if this guy goes down, which I have a feeling he's going to get hurt because he has been getting hurt. Okay, the Giants have nowhere to throw it. I don't know what Dookie Jones is going to do. I have no idea. Just throw it to Saquon. Saquon can't do it all. Everybody, I'll tell you right now. No thanks. No thanks. That's why he's outside. I think I had him at 7, which whatever. But I had a chance to draft him this season, but I chose Kyle Pitts instead. I wanted Kyle Pitts before Darren Waller.
That's a fair choice. I got him back to back in my tight end rankings. Darren Waller first, above Kyle Pitts, but he's looking good. He looks like he lost weight. I don't know. We'll see about Darren Waller. Going to be a lot of volume for him. A lot of volume.
Yeah.
But the guy throwing to him is a guy that our biggest debate here, our biggest difference. We got a 6-spot difference in our quarterback rankings. I got him number 9. Max, you got him at QB 15. It's Danny Dookie Dimes Jones. Okay. I got him inside my top 10. We're gonna split the difference on this one. So I'm gonna say he's gonna be easily top 12. You got him outside the top 12. He was QB 9 last year. I got him right where he finished last year. 3,205 yards and 15 touchdowns that you're queefing about. Okay. Now I'm gonna say 22 touchdowns this year with the addition of Darren Waller. Max, he was top 5 at the position last season in carries, rushing yards with 708, and rushing touchdowns with 7. Damn it, 700 yards and 7 tutties on the ground. That's hard to find from your quarterback. That obviously got him in this top 10 last season. He became a much bigger threat rushing it last season after the first few years really not doing much on the ground. Like I said, I got him at 22 touchdowns. I don't know if you saw the comments from a few people on our YouTube page, Max, but they're backing Danny Dimes with me. They said they said keep sleeping, they'll take him. And damn it, I took him in our draft as my backup. So in my rankings, I got Herbert and Danny Dimes. They're both in the top 10. I'm happy at quarterback, boys.
Yeah. Okay. So you are excited about 700 rushing yards, and this is a guy that has tripped over his own feet in the past. Tripped over his own feet, tripped over his shoelaces.
Turf monster.
Was it, or once again, I brought this up in the previous podcast, or was the shoelaces too tight because he too loose because he does the butterfly technique, or bunny ears. Sorry, the bunny ears technique. Yeah, too big of bunny ears on his shoes. Apparently, Daniel Jones loves bunnies and eats carrots for breakfast and lunch. But I'm going to name some stats for you, Cole Breezy. All right, let's go from his rookie season. How many passing yards do you think he had?
2,200.
3,000. Okay. How about this? Well, this is the game. Was he over 3,000 or under 3,000? Okay. First season, I already told you he's over 3,000. Second season, how much do you think he had?
I'll go 28.
29. Okay.
29.
Third season, how many yards do you think he had?
28.
24.
Came down.
All right. Fourth season, how many yards?
32.
32. Okay. So that was his best season. Okay. But let's go touchdowns now. Okay. Which in 2019, how many touchdowns did he have?
12.
24. That was his best season. I'm going to just go ahead and give it to you. That was his best season.
Double.
And then to speed this up, I'm going to go ahead and name his touchdown interception rate. Okay, in 2020, he had 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In 2021, he had 10 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Last season, he had 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, which that is pretty good. But 15 touchdowns? This is what you're excited about? No way. No freaking way. And all he could throw it to is Darren Waller?
And Saquon.
Get out of here. My backup, just so we are clear. Okay, I had a chance to get Dookie Dimes, everybody. I had a chance, but I got Tua, who's throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Very, very happy about that. You have Tua outside of your top 10. You had Danny Dimes before him.
I believe 11.
You had Danny Dimes before him, so you would have drafted him anyway.
Tua might play half the season. We don't know. With too much a risk for me.
True.
But not a risk is Danny Dookie Dimes Jones' legs. 700 yards and 7 on the ground. That's juicy. Like I said, I see about 22 passing touchdowns from him this year with the addition of Darren Waller. He's inside the top 12 for me, outside the top 12 for you. Danny Dookie Dimes Jones.
He's going to need some of those slip-on shoes with the Velcro straps. That's what he needs to get that 700 yards. Velcro straps. What's that shoe brand called that the old people wear? Starts with an N. Damn it. I'll get back to you. New Balance.
Yeah.
All right.
Good old New Balance. All right, boys. Moving along this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got our game picks, Max. It's
Yeah.
week one. It's week one starting tonight.
Let's go.
Thursday, the 7th of September. We got approximately an hour until kickoff.
Ooh, less than that. 50 minutes on the clock.
50 minutes on the clock.
Hopefully I can get this out here before kickoff. It's not happening, but it'll be edited tonight.
On NBC. Thursday night football. We got the defending champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Detroit Lions. Both of these teams are division winners for me. We just got breaking news right before we came on here that Travis Kelce has been ruled out, Max. You know, that's big news. That's big news, but that's not enough to sway me off of Patty Mahomes. He's undefeated in season openers. I believe 18 touchdowns in 5 games. I'm going the Chiefs and Patty at home.
We'll make this quick. I also got Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think they just figure it out. You never count these guys out. I'm telling you, whoever is hurt, other than Patty Mahomes, if Patty Mahomes is hurt, then you're going to be like, okay, well, I'll pick the other team. But if Patty Mahomes is in and Andy Reid is coaching, give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Moving along to Sunday, our morning games out here. We're going to start in New Orleans. The Saints are going to host the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh,
and Derrick Henry in a juicy one. Juicy one.
At Tennessee?
In New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Max, I think Derek Carr needs at least a week to get acclimated to his new team. Tennessee's ready to roll. Titans with a week 1 slight upset because the Saints are favored in this game.
Okay. I will also go with the Tennessee Titans. I got to give it to the king. He is still the king. I love Derrick Henry, and that running game, it could. I mean, I know that apparently the Saints are supposed to have a decent defense. I got to see it against the king.
That'll be a good one. Moving along, we got the Atlanta Falcons in a divisional showdown hosting the Carolina Panthers.
Fun.
Bryce Young making his debut on the road. I'm going Atlanta, Max.
Also going Atlanta. I think it's a big game from Bijan Robinson. We'll talk more about him later.
Moving along, staying in the morning games, we got Joe Burrow and the Bengals going on the road, play divisional rival, the Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
now,
fun. Good games. Good games.
Bengals are only a 2.5-point favorite in this one. This one smells a little bit, but I ain't going upset. I'm going Bengals.
Go Bengals. Joe Burrow is healthy. Expect 3 touchdowns from Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
At least.
Whoa.
At least.
Easy. Staying with the divisional matchup here, Max, we got the Jaguars going on the road to take on the Colts in Indianapolis. This might be a smacking in Anthony Richardson's debut. I'm going Jaguars.
Jaguars easily. The Jaguars are going to take a nice Duke right in the middle of that field. And Anthony Richardson, just don't step in it. You take the loss like a man. You don't have to step in that.
Only a 5-point favorite. Jacksonville is. I might be taking those points there. Jacksonville, I think can pound them. Moving along, we got Baker Mayfield making his Tampa Bay debut. Your queef in the division. He's going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings all the way.
Vikings, baby. They're gonna score a lot of points against them.
Staying in the morning games, we got the 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is going to be a pounding, probably a low score. We got an over-under of 41 total points in this one. We talked about earlier, Nick Bosa is back. Because of that, going 49ers on the road, Max.
Ooh, man. This is going to be a better game than you think. I think it's going to be a big defensive game, okay? I think the 49ers, they have probably arguably the best defense in the game. But Pittsburgh always has a good defense. And, it definitely makes you nervous about Brock Purdy and then Kyle Pickett. But I'm going to go definitely with the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey. And Brock Purdy, he was 5-0 as a starter. So come on. Definitely go the 49ers.
A couple of queef quarterbacks there, Brock Purdy and Kenny Pickett. A couple of queefs. Staying in the morning games, we got the Arizona Cardinals just named Joshua Dobbs their starting QB. They're going to go to take on Washington, the Salamanders. Over-under in this game is 38. This is going to be ugly. Do not have it on your TV.
No.
Washington Salamanders are going to win this game, though.
Cardinals suck. It's such a They might be the worst team in the game. This, what's the funny thing is that these might be the two worst teams playing each other in the first week. So you're basically playing for who is not going to be the worst team in the league. I also got the Washington Queeps, football Queeps.
I jumped on FanDuel today and hit the under on Arizona's 4.5 wins. I don't see them getting 5 wins this year. So fuck the Cardinals.
Kyler Murray, he's out, probably playing video games.
Playing video games. We don't know when we'll see Kyler Murray, if we'll see him this year. I don't know.
Who knows?
Last game in the morning slot on Sunday, fellas. We got the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Houston Texans. Baltimore's a 9.5-point favorite. I believe the biggest favorite on the week. Baltimore in a smashing. CJ Stroud making his debut.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a reckoning. I think they're just wreckage with man. Baltimore's going to win, and Lamar Jackson's going to have a hell of a game. And let's keep in mind with Baltimore, everybody, that they have a new offensive coordinator, and he's supposed to be brilliant.
Georgia.
We'll see.
Todd Monken.
Yes, he's supposed to be really good. I would not be sleeping on Baltimore even in the playoffs. Oh my goodness, they're going to be good this year.
We got 5 games in the middle slot on Sunday, Max. Let's start with one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL, the Packers and the Bears.
Yeah, baby.
Soldier Field, baby. The Bears are actually a 1-point favorite. Max, this is a total toss-up. Jordan Love coming in. Justin Fields is going to be ready to go. I'm going Bears because they're home.
Hell yeah. Bears at home, baby. I'm definitely going the Bears. I might choose the Bears every week. I might be choosing them every week. 16-0, baby. It's not happening. It's not
7-9. 7-9 Max.
9-7. Let's flip that. Yeah, whatever. Go Bears. Justin Fields is going to have a hell of a game. I'm picking. Justin Fields to have 100 rushing yards right off the bat.
Nice. I'm going to say 7-10. We
7. It's there. The one extra game.
Short. Give me a game short.
17-0, baby.
We're coming here to Denver, Colorado. The Broncos are hosting the Raiders in a divisional matchup. Sean Payton, we're going to see what he's done with Russell Wilson right off the bat. I got the Broncos winning at home, Max.
Oh, little biased Denver crowd over there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go Denver.
I don't know.
Denver sports. Yeah. Denver sports. It's coming up.
It's going to be a better game than we expect. A nice divisional matchup here, but I got the Raiders. I got the flip on this. I think everyone, even though you have him as a queef, I think Josh Jacobs is going to run all over him. Running all over him.
He very well could. First game we differed on, is that right?
I think so. Yeah. Jeez. Okay.
Jeez. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Sorry, not much speculation today.
Need a third body for this next week, huh? Moving along, we got the Eagles, the defending NFC champions, going to New England, taking on Mac Jones and Big Bill and the Patriots. No surprise here, boys. I got the Eagles.
Eagles.
We got a juicy one here, Max. This might be the juiciest game of the week. It's got an over-under of 51, which I believe is the most. The Miami Dolphins are going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Chargers in a matchup where Tua's playing Herbert. Those guys were back-to-back picks in the draft. Miami was sitting there, I believe, at number 5 and took Tua, which left Herbert to go to number 6 of the Chargers. I don't know if the Dolphins, if they could redo that, they would take Herbert. I think I would. I got the Chargers winning in a shootout and possibly the juiciest game of the week.
I completely agree. There's some really good games in week 1. Good job by the NFL. Good job by the NFL for giving us quite a show for this first week. But yes, I also have the Chargers. Okay, I do believe in Justin Herbert. You're right. It's going to be a shootout. It might be a game-winning field goal or a game-winning touchdown in overtime. Okay, I'm very excited about it. Go Chargers.
Go Chargers. Staying with the divisional matchup here, the last game in the middle time slot on Sunday, the Rams are going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. No Cooper Kupp, I assume. Seahawks win this one by at least a touchdown.
Yep. I got the Seahawks as well. I think they start out on the right foot, leading off from last season. Go Seahawks.
Sunday Night Football, week 1 on NBC. We see a big rivalry, a divisional matchup here, Max. The Dallas Cowboys are going on the road to take on Danny Dookie
Dookie.
Dimes
Oh, Dookie himself.
Jones.
You starting him? You starting him this week?
No, I'm not starting him. Starting Herbert in that shootout. Max, you're gonna think I'm crazy here, but I'm going with an upset. I'm going the Giants at home to take down the Cowboys. I'm going upset on NBC Sunday Night Football. Danny Dimes throws for 2 tutties.
2 picks for touchdowns. 2 picks for touchdowns. The Cowboys defense is just outstanding. Dookie Jones is going to have 115 passing yards and 2 interceptions at least. I'm going Cowboys, baby. Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb's going to have a big game. Dak Prescott, I hope he wakes up. You know, we call him Crap Prescott on this podcast because he plays like crap. I'll tell you right now, he does. But
crap.
Hey, is this his contract here?
Who's that?
Crap Prescott?
I do not believe so.
No, that's okay. Anyway, he's got to wake up, and him and CeeDee Lamb, I hope they have some chemistry. I drafted CeeDee Lamb with my number 2 pick, everybody. I'm very excited about it.
Juicy.
Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb was a juicy pick there.
Yeah.
Last game that we got to get a pick here for, Max, is Monday Night Football, damn it. And Aaron Rodgers is going to make his New York Jets debut. They're going to host the Don't Tell Mama Super Bowl champion pick, Buffalo Bills. Max, right off the bat, this is going to be a juicy one on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to a damn concert. I'm going to miss it. I'm pissed. But I got the Bills.
Have it on your phone. Pull the phone out. Pull the phone.
I'm going Bills.
I should ask what concert this is. You know, with that electric.
Gonna have to bring up the calendar.
EDM.
Oh, Yoke Lore. So they had one of our wedding songs. So
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That'll be.
Well,
Monday.
That's nice. You guys
Red
gonna
Rocks.
dance? You guys
Red
gonna
Rocks.
be dancing? You'll be dancing.
Red Rocks is always a beautiful time to spend your night.
Definitely, very nice. I'm also going with the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be a fun game, though. I love this Monday Night Football game. It's going to be closer. I think it'll go into the fourth quarter, a good battle, but I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
Good call there, Max. Those are going to be our game picks for week 1. I believe we only differed on 2, the Broncos and the Raiders and the Cowboys and the Giants. So we're pretty much locked in step on week 1. The last segment of the week. The Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. If you watched last year, we started this podcast as a fantasy football podcast, and one of our segments from last season was the Extra Juicy Dawgz of the week.
Yeah, extra juicy.
This is where we give you 1 quarterback each, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 tight end that you got to be starting. They got juicy matchups, and we're even going to give some touchdown guarantees here, Max. Who is your quarterback, your extra juicy quarterback of the week?
All right, extra juicy quarterback of the week is Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. You better be starting him. He's going to be tossing a couple touchdowns. I would be surprised if Zay Flowers gets his first touchdown this game. I hope so. He's on my bench this week, but I'm so excited to have drafted him. Lamar Jackson. He's going to also be rushing all over Houston. Houston's supposed to have a better defense. So, you know, maybe in the first quarter, you might be like, uh-oh, what's going on with Lamar? Don't worry. They're going to turn it up. Lamar Jackson's going to have a big, big game.
I like it there, Max. Versus Houston, I think the biggest favorite of the week. That's a juicy one there. My extra juicy quarterback of the week is going to be Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Like we said, he's going on the road. Okay, maybe you're scared of the road, but I'm not scared of the Indianapolis Colts. They suck. Jaguars are only favored by 5 in this game. I'm hitting that line. Trevor Lawrence might throw for 3 and 250. Calvin Ridley is going to get back on the scene. Christian Kirk already has chemistry. Evan Ingram's back. Trevor Lawrence has a nice week 1 in Indianapolis. Fuck the Colts and fuck Jim Irsay.
Oh, yeah. And Cobrisi, you drafted Travis Etienne Jr. Am I not correct?
I did. 2-keeper league. He was my first round pick, number 8 overall. I think that's solid value.
That's a solid pick.
I know everybody wants to be bumping their gums about Tank Bigsby, the 3rd rounder out of Auburn, but yeah, he can get his work and Travis Etienne can get his. I'm Trevor Lawrence, extra juicy quarterback of the week for me. Who's your extra juicy running back for week 1, Max?
All right. I am going with a rookie. Our number 1 overall pick, Bijan Robinson. All right. I think he kicks off this league with thunder right off the bat. Okay. I wouldn't doubt if it's the first play of the game, he goes and rushes in for a 50-yard touchdown or whatever. Speaking of which, I'm going to call it the first my buddy Mr. Tutty of the season. I think Bijan Robinson gets his first touchdown right off the bat. And I think it's going to be very fun against Carolina. Go Bijan Robinson. I can't wait to see how your career takes off. Let's see a touchdown in the first game of your career.
Max, I got to back up your my buddy Mr. Tutty with my own my buddy Mr. Tutty with my extra juicy running back of the week. I guarantee that Alexander Madison gets into the end zone versus Tampa Bay this week.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, he's getting the keys to the card like we talked about. Dalvin Cook got released. This guy, Tampa Bay, we don't know what to expect from them this year. Minnesota's favored in this game at home. Alexander Madison is going to be getting the work. He's going to find the end zone this week.
I like it.
Good Max, who is your week 1 extra juicy wide receiver?
Extra juicy wide receiver. This is not a surprise. He might be ranked number 1 wide receiver. Maybe number two wide receiver, Jamar Chase. Okay. Jamar Chase of Cincinnati against the Browns. Expect this guy. I'm going to call one more, my buddy, Mr. Tutty this week. I got 2 this week.
Greedy.
Jamar Chase, baby. Jamar Chase is getting a touchdown right off the bat. And Joe Burrow and him are going to have some fun this season. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to have Joe Burrow as my quarterback. But Jamar Chase, expect a big, big game, 100 yards and at least 1 touchdown. My buddy, Mr. Tutty, Jamar Chase.
Nice. My extra juicy receiver is playing in the juiciest matchup of the week. The Dolphins are going on the road to take on the Chargers. 51 point over under. I think about 150 yards are in the cards for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, the speedster. Chargers, we'll see what they got defensively at the cornerbacks and safeties. But Tyreek Hill, I'm not going to guarantee a touchdown, but big week for Tyreek Hill. 150 I can see through there.
Easy. Oh, yeah.
Who's your extra juicy tight end for week 1? Maxwell Faulkner.
All right. At the tight end, I think that he's going to have another big game. TJ Hawkinson, he signed a huge deal. He signed the biggest tight end deal. I don't know the exact numbers, but all I know is he signed the biggest tight end deal in the history of football. Expect him to come out with just this force and say, hey, I deserve this money. Give me that ball. I wouldn't expect a touchdown, but I'm not calling it. Okay, I'm not going to call my buddy Mr. Tutty for him. But TJ Hawkinson versus Tampa Bay, he's going to have a big game. Expect 100 yards. How about that?
TJ Hawkinson, reportedly he had a ear infection, earache or something, and then he signed that contract and was back the next day. So good for you, TJ.
Yeah, way to get that cleared up.
My extra juicy tight end to round us out here for week 1, Max. The Baltimore Ravens are a 9.5 point favorite at home against the Houston Texans. I got Mark Andrews getting reunited with his boy Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm calling him my buddy, Mr. Tutty, for Mark Andrews. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
You had Lamar Jackson. I got Mark Andrews. You had Hockenquist for the Vikings. I had Madison of the Vikings. So we're kind of staying on the same teams here. Sure. But I see Mark Andrews getting a touchdown this week. You said Zay Flowers could possibly get his first. That could happen too. Lamar's thrown at least 2 of them, maybe running more in.
Probably.
I like Mark Andrews to, he can challenge for the number 1 tight end this year if Kelsey is in and out. Who knows? If he's not 100%, Mark Andrews definitely can be the number 1 tight end on the year.
I agree with you on that. He's going to have a huge season, everybody.
Max, we got about 30 minutes here until the kickoff of the NFL season. Damn it,
yes.
The Chiefs are hosting the Lions on NBC Thursday Night Football. Oh my goodness, I'm bulging.
Oh, I'm so excited. I got my Khalil Mack jersey. Everybody, I have a Chicago Bears Khalil Mack jersey. And sadly he is not on the team anymore. But damn it, I loved him. But at least I got a Bears jersey. Okay. I got that thing pressed, ready to go. Do I put that on tonight? The Bears don't even play. Do I just put it on just for the respect of football? Maybe. Maybe. It's a little too hot over here. A little too hot. I'll save it for Sunday.
Well, Max, great episode here, breaking down week 1, talking about Coach Prime time.
Yeah, man.
The Buffaloes of Colorado. We're going to be looking out for them. Next week, we'll be talking about week 2. We'll be talking about what happened a little bit in week 1 and previewing week 2, just like we did today. I'm super excited, Max. anything else you got for the people on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast this week?
Oh, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know how you feel about these games coming up. Hey, kickoff is tonight, everybody. You should be on the couch having some pizza, burgers, wings. Come on, let's get it going. Sunday for sure. Sunday for sure. You better be grilling it up. It's basically the start of a new year, like how we celebrate, the New Year's Eve. Okay. I swear, football, you're celebrating a new year here. Okay. It's so exciting. I can't wait to continue to talk about football. It's the most fun sport to talk about. So this podcast is about to get even juicier as we continue with week after week. And Cobreezy, other than that, what a fun pod today. And thank you so much for talking football.